welcome to Mosaic. This is just a hobbyist level project. I'm gonna try and start from the top on this video again. This is the newest version. Tweaks, there's some small tweaks. You might notice some colors and art different if you've watched anything else. I'm actually not sure if it's gonna restart. Oh no, okay, so here's some stuff I need to fix. These colors are totally off. Should make the chest look better too. So I have some stuff unlocked. Oh, that looks terrible. Okay. Yeah, let's jump into a game. So, it's a same genre as like Slay the Spire, Monster Train. Little bit of a different presentation. It's a roguelite deck builder. This is your deck. It's 9x7. You have 62 tiles that are part of your deck, and you always have this center one, which is home. It doesn't do anything. And this little helmet, that's us right now. That changes based on whether or not you're winning or not. So this is like I won my last game, so now I'm gonna have this little knight helmet. And you can see the mouse, the cursor is changing. That's telling me where if I click with the mouse, I'm gonna move. I have some little, yeah, the mouse has a couple pixels that look weird. Okay, so down here we got 5 moves you can see. Normally you have 3 moves every turn, but we have this. You start with 2 random traits. Energize gives us +2 moves on the first turn of each combat, so this turn we have 5. And we have Recycler, which is +2 defense if you move over a drained tile. So I'm going to get into this first turn here. The tiles we can move on to are these 4 adjacent ones. This is a fog, it does nothing. And it's in our deck because the bear temporarily made it, whatever was here, a fog. So we basically are forced into using these swords. So we'll go up here and we'll attack for 5, and immediately if you place a Spire you can see a difference. He didn't lose HP or anything, we just gained 5 offense. And when we run out of moves, damage isn't a trade. So what I look at when I play are these 2 big arrows. This is incoming damage that we haven't blocked yet. So we're going to take 5 if we were to end the turn right now. So we'll want to block 5. And here we're doing 0 so far. We have 5 offense, but we're doing 0 because he has 5 defense. So we want to get through that too. Now I got 4 moves left. I could defend, but if I do that, if I am forced to take a defend later during these 4 moves, I'll basically be wasting that defense. So I'm going to go with an attack and another attack, and now you can see we're doing 10 damage to him. And now I could go right, hit him again, but then I have 3 tiles, and if I got really unlucky, one of those could be, or they could all be attacks, and I would be taking 5 damage, and not taking damage is important. So instead, I'm just going to go down here, and I was guaranteed to be able to defend and attack because I could just circle back this tile that had already been revealed. And now, again, we'll go for another attack. Yeah, and we'll just work our way through this fight. We only have basic swords, which are hit for 5, and shields, which are safe for 5. So there's not too many crazy decisions at the moment. We'll go north. And now we can get in for 5, and we know we can defend. The other, yeah, so Recycler, we can always backtrack, and I'll just do it now to show you. If I can move over these tiles I've already used, and it takes a move. Now if I had backtrack, it would have taken a backtrack, and I'd still have 3 moves. We'll probably get backtrack later on, that's just one of the stats in the game. But you can see I did defend for 2 thanks to Recycler. So I can just move back here. Now I've defended 4, he's not getting through, and I can use his sword, and I'll get 2 damage in. And we're just gonna go through the basics. I guess we'll cover this right now too. Down here, this is what you can do. So you can use the mouse, or you can use WASD or arrow keys to move. You can also press spacebar or right click to shuffle if you have 2 moves to spend. So if I wanted to shuffle, if I was in an awkward place and there wasn't much I could use around me, or for whatever reason, I could use this. Now I'm not taking any damage, and I can right click and just go into a whole new board right away. You can do that whenever you want, as long as you have 2 moves. And now we're just gonna hit him, and there we go, we've done 10 damage. He's gonna die. And now we choose 2 tiles to change. So another difference compared to most roguelike deck builders I've seen so far is you don't have a small deck and you add to it and then maybe get rid of a few over time. You always have 62 tiles, and instead of getting rid of or changing one or adding one or anything, you are just replacing 2 every fight. And usually it's better, in my opinion, in this game to get rid of swords early. So we're just going to click on 2, gets rid of those. And now we're the most overwhelming screen. This is where you add tiles. You start again, you have a home in the center here. And you can only pick tiles adjacent to a yellow bordered tile. So our first pick here in this game has to be random. But then from there, we have decisions to make. Another thing important to note, there are heals in the corner. They heal for 12, 8, 4, 0. So the first one is 12. If you manage to get a second one, you only heal for 8. And a third will heal for less, and then nothing. Not that you can reach all 4 by game end, generally. However, usually you do kind of want to end up by one or 2 heals. You might need those by the end. So that's this section. Over here we just have our character information, and then down here we have the enemy queue. You can click on it to bring it up. This is the last enemy we just beat, and you can see we lost 0 HP. Next up we have this goblin looking dude, and it goes like this, left to right, then the next line. There are 2 of these guys with the little corner thing, so they're bosses. They're going to be a bit harder. And we're not going to get into too much. There are a few. Sometimes you'll see like, ooh, there's 2 spiders. That might change what tiles I take, because some tiles are better against them for sure. We'll probably not get into that too much though. So we'll go ahead and close that. And I'd say for a beginner, you generally just want to look at what you can reach right now, maybe work toward a heal, until you kind of have a grasp on what tiles do. There's like 160, 170, and there's probably 20 or so that are locked at the beginning. But you pretty quickly can pick up just the symbology. Like, you'll be able to recognize tiles after using them in a round. And if you haven't, I'm sure you've noticed, but at the bottom here it tells you what each tile does. So if I hover over this, it says coalesce. Adjacent tiles turn to fog, and you hit for 16. So you have a couple controls here other than just picking your tile. You can right click on a tile and it will kind of dim everything but that tile, and it just lets you see multiples. I sometimes use this if I see what I want to do. I'll just make sure I'm not missing a copy, because I like having like 3 or 4 of a tile. It usually gives you the craziest stuff. So I look through and I look for multiples first, interesting multiples, like 3 siphons. That's decent, that's interesting. Siphon drains all nearby tiles, it gives you 2 moves. It's pretty good with backtrack, and I kind of feel like that's just where I'm gonna go. We'll just go right off the bat with this first one that caught my eye. We're gonna take a random, and we got a horn. I'll cover what that does when we see it in game. And we'll take a siphon. And now it'll automatically put me back into the next fight with this goblin dude. And again, we've got 5 moves the first turn, so I'm gonna hit, defend, and I guess we'll defend. Little unlucky, we didn't get the hit for the last extra move. But playing it safe there, I think that's fine. And here he's hitting for 7, so I could defend, attack. I could also defend and just go backward, and I get the 2 defense from Recycler, and now I can attack. And it's little decisions like that that may or may not make a difference. I might have to shuffle slightly less early if I make use of Recycle and backtrack instead of use up tiles. And since shuffling costs 2 moves, it might be a good idea to, play efficiently. And you can see I'm leaving stuff in the corners because it's hard to get in there, and you generally will shuffle without seeing every tile on your board. Oh wow, we killed them pretty quickly. Okay, so now we're destroying 2 tiles again. I'm going to get rid of 2 more swords. We're going to do that for a while here. And the next one that caught my eye, there's a couple things I want to get, but I want to get Plan Escape. That is +6 backtrack, and that is super good with both Recycle, because it's basically 12 defense if I just use it up and go back and forth over drain tiles. And it's also quite good with Siphon. So we're going to get a random, and we're going to get Plan Escape. Alright, so now we're against the Beetle. He is also a tier 1 enemy, so he's not too hard. He does have decently high defense and low HP, so it's unlikely we'll take much damage from him. But if you wanted to, you could take a high offense card in your first turn or 2, and it makes killing him a bit easier. But yeah, we'll just have to grind him down, I think. Attack. Oh, I should have gone over Horn. So when I used Horn, it was +1 move, so it's basically free, and it made all these tiles in the same row, these dance tiles, which are just +1 move. So it might be hard to see the value in that right off the bat, but it lets you see a lot more tiles. You can go dance, 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 and look for something good, something special. Well, here, he's got 5 defense. I could hit him for 5. It would do nothing, so I might as well plan my escape and get 6 backtrack for the future. You can see down here we've got 6 backtrack now, and I'll just show you how it works right away. I've got 3 moves. I can go left over a drain tile. I still have 3 moves now, but I have only 5 backtrack. So it gives you a lot more card choices. Basically, you can go back and get something that you were saving for a hard turn. Like if I had a 10 defense over here and he's hitting for a lot, I could backtrack all the way over to it and get it. There's a lot of uses to it. The fact that we have Recycler makes it super good, because I can just backtrack, and I'm not taking any damage. I still have 3 move. We can attack. We'll go up here looking for another attack. And just getting in for 15 against the Beetle is that's quite strong. Gonna kill him. We'll get rid of 2 more attacks. And now we have a little more decision making. I want to get both of these siphons. It's a matter of what do I want to get with them. I think I want to get this hidden agenda. If you drain it, you hit for 3 if it's still hidden. So it can't have been revealed, but there's a good chance with 3 siphons, we might siphon it a couple times throughout the course of the game, and that will give you, it's 21 damage, just by itself, which is a lot of damage. But we only have 1 siphon, so the odds of us hitting off of 1 siphon are pretty low. Maybe we just go over here and get the 2nd siphon first. If we go this way, Caltrops on drain, you hit for 5. This one will go off if we walk on it, because using the tile drains it, or if we drain it with something like Siphon. So let's do that. Let's also... I don't know if it matters left or right here. I don't think so. Ooh, Shadow Blast. That's also very good. Okay, so again, 5 moves, so I'm going to value offense first. And here I could backtrack. I think I'm just gonna go to the right. I feel like backtracking locks me into too many two defense turns. Alright, so yeah, we'll just recycle that move. Oop. I thought we were going to take damage there. We didn't have much control over that. Defend, attack, and now here's a question. Do we... That's actually a pretty tough one. We could go right, and we'd only take 1 damage. But then we know we'd be moving twice before hitting a defend. I think we just take that 3. It's unfortunate, but yeah, we would have. Oh, we could have. It's hard to say. So here's our spyglass. It gives, you can kind of see it on the right here still when I hover over it. +1 move, so it's free, and reveal target tile into the 8 surrounding. So if I click on this tile, we're going to reveal this whole square, and it's just more information. It's also good if you have tiles that do something when you reveal them. That can be quite good. Alright, here we can get Shadow Blast, which is +2 backtrack. I know I didn't explain it, but obviously not after last turn. Hopefully you guys noticed. It says what the tiles do over here. That should have been like the first thing I pointed out. +2 backtrack, then hit for 2 times your backtrack. So if we attack, if we get this, we'll hit for 4, and now we have 2 backtrack. I think we're going to use 1 backtrack for the defense and then defend, so we take no damage. We only have to hit him 1 more time, so we want to play defensive kind of. And I think we'll go north, attack, defend, and we're really hoping for another defense. Doesn't matter. We're gonna kill him here, and we'll keep changing stuff. 2 more swords. I go with swords until the very end, and sometimes change it. Sometimes I just go all swords. So now I think we want effigy. While it's drained, you get +2 attacks on hit, or +2 offense on hit. So that's also good with siphon. So we'll take that. We'll go down this way. Alright, we're now up against the spider. Every 3 or 4 turns, he adds 4 webs to your mosaic. Webs have a lot of text. I kind of hate that about them. But once you play around, you should understand how they work. So while they're revealed, so right now, each web is doing -1 to our hits. So if we were to hit, it'll do 5 -4, and we'll only hit for 1. On drain, the web is removed. So we could drain them with siphons, we could walk over them to drain them, and then they're gone. And when you use them, you get +1 move. So if our character is physically moving on top of it to drain it, we'll also get that move back. So we'll attack just for 1, defend, attack up to 2, crush this web. So here's another important word for the game. Nearby means all 9. So anything nearby home would be these 9 tiles. Adjacent is just the 4 cardinal directions. So on siphon, drain all nearby tiles. It's going to drain everything around you. So let's do that. And it takes a move to get there. So we're at 2 moves. We'll be moving right, puts us down to 1. Then +2 will be at 3. So we'll have gained a move. We'll be at 3 now. The downside normally to siphon is you then have to move onto the drain tile and you're back to 2 moves. You don't really gain much. However, you do gain a few things. You drain tiles, which that alone can be good. For us, even though we have to move onto the drain tile just to get out, we have recycler, so we're getting defense anyway. And with backtrack, it becomes just a plus move tile, which is very strong. So, crush another web. Now we'll be attacking for for a 5 minus 2, so 3. Up to 5 and we'll attack again. And against the spider, you want to be crushing. Ooh, oh, okay, we're taking damage here. You want to be crushing webs as quickly as you can so that in between him adding webs, you're able to get in for damage. He only ever puts you up to 4 webs, so you'll never get totally like locked out where there's like 20 webs in your board and you just fall behind. Here we're gonna take the backtrack. I think that just seems better. Backtrack is insane with Recycler. Defend, defend. I don't think I'm gonna use my backtrack. I could have backtracked to the right to go hit this sword. Crush that, defend, defend. I'm gonna defend again. I think this is a turn he webs. Ooh, terrible spots I feel like. So we'll attack. We're gonna get this. Shadow Blast is gonna be for 16 minus 4. Should add 12, so it'll be a 13. And then we'll just defend. And you can kind of see this right here is a pretty worthwhile strategy in its own. We might want to look for more backtrack stuff. Shadow Blast is a really good finisher. Because if you look at the game flow, what if we use a couple backtrack just for the defense? You can add up backtrack, and now like for this turn I can shuffle and I keep my backtrack, so now when I find Shadow Blast again I just have more. In fact, perfect. I can take this plan escape, crush this web, backtrack down, crush this web. I don't think it matters actually. I think we defend and we still have enough to kill him. We do. Alright, so 2 more swords. We kind of have these 2 cards can kind of kill stuff. We could even get this other. That would be quite a good pickup, I think, to get this other plan escape. Another thing you can do in this screen is if you enter, it'll open at the bottom here, type to search. I can type in backtrack, and it's going to highlight anything with backtrack in it. So this excavate drains a ton of stuff. It's like a mega siphon, kind of. And then just hit enter to get out. I can also... Yeah, I don't know if I have too much else to search for right now. You could search for drain, and you can kind of see these are all the things that mention drain. This one doesn't really do the drain synergies, it just happens to have drained in the name. But there's another wild drained here. This one goes off on drain, so that could be a good pickup if we're trying to trigger stuff by using siphon. For now, let's get this siphon, and what I really want are hidden agenda and plan escape. So let's start going this way. And we gotta heal. Alright, Shadow Knight. This guy... Ooh, we kind of just waste our extra moves there because he has 50 defense. We weren't going to get through that with the tiles that we have. And he alternates between high defense, high offense turn, where you're basically forced into just trying to defend his big attack, and a totally vulnerable turn. I don't like this. Ooh, we're taking a lot of damage. If we go attack here, block, go move, that's 4. That's a nah, I think we go here. Okay, so we only took 3. We are still in an awkward spot. I think 2, 3, but then we're in a terrible spot because we'll need defense to turn after this. I think if we go here, now we have backtrack. We were guaranteed to be able to reach these tiles, and I think we will. And this turn, what if we just take that? No, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we will attack here and just start revealing stuff. We're gonna have to use a lot of backtrack now to get out of this situation, kind of. But I kind of think I'm okay with this. Because now we can use Reforge and on a pretty safe turn. Reforge, change target non-basic tile to something random once per combat cooldown. This should say permanent in there. It's a permanent change. So we could swap out... Do we have anything bad? We could swap out the Spyglass just because we don't have any synergies. I kind of think I will. I want to use it, so... this is, I think, the first aiming tile we've had, so I step on it. You can, again, use keyboard. You can move this little hammer around and hit space. Or you can just use a cursor. I've been using the cursor this whole time, so we're going to use that. And we'll go over the Spyglass, click on it, and now we have a totally different tile. Kag is good. We'll go over that. And he's dead this turn. 2 more swords. We're going to take the hidden agenda. This is good as well. I kind of want to go like that. Seems good. That's probably not very useful. Okay, so we have 6 moves this turn. Why? Because the giant has my +1 move. He's slow. His numbers are a bit higher though, so it's just a bit of a change up. Alright, so we're actually going to use this new tile. It's kind of interesting. Shield beam, hit equal to your defense. Right now we have 15. I think we can afford to... Oh, we could go right, and then no matter what this is, even if it's defense, we would still get... We would be boosting the shield beam. But I actually think we want a shield beam for 15. Waste it, and we're just going to reforge the shield beam, even though it was good there. Fungal growth, also not great in our deck. So maybe we'll change it again later, I don't know. Kag gives you +2 moves, and while it's drained, shuffling replaces 3 tiles with fog. So it's just it's a minor downside. So if I step on, I'm going to go from 3 to 4 moves because it costs 1 to get there and we get +2. So the net gain of 1 move, and anything like that is just very strong, especially in Mosaic where in other deck builders, +1 energy or mana or whatever, it can be okay, but you have so limited card-wise. In this, you basically have infinite cards, so anytime you get plus energy, it's very strong. We'll defend. Oh, that sucks. We revealed hidden agenda, so it's not going to do anything for us this shuffle. It does nothing if we step on it. So we might as well step on the drained one and get 2 defense. This is our other new tile we got. Bandage. Heals for 4 HP, and it's on cooldown until next combat, just like our Reforge. If we were to shuffle, both of those will be unusable. So let's just heal. Let's siphon. We'll step, and okay, we were hoping to find a shield. That actually did cost us HP to do it that way. A little greedy. I could do it again. No, it doesn't do anything this time. Block, 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 attack. We might finish him off. I think we will before the shuffle. 18, that's not good. Maybe I take 1 to keep that last backtrack around in case I need it. So we could horn. It'll let us hit him. We could mushroom. So this is how mushroom works. So you hit for 1, you get +1 move, so it's basically free, and then a random, it said spreads. You hit for 1 times the drained fungal growth tiles. So when you step on 1, you hit for 1 because there's 1 drained. And now if I already use this one, I'd hit for 2. A bunch of those, like 3 or 4 of those in your deck, that can be your kill condition. It's pretty fun doing that run. But that's not us this time. And we're basically forced to use our backtrack. That was probably a bad play because we're not quite killing him. Yep, that was pretty bad. Now we're in an awkward spot. I think we just shuffle, because we could go defend, defend, then shuffle. That might just be better, but we'll risk it and do this. Ooh. This is again a bit of a gamble. Okay. Ah. Well, we will attack. We could have defended 2 there, but we wouldn't have killed him. And then we would have been in an awkward spot where if he'd hit for over 15, we might not have defended at all. Okay. I think we take Circle of Protection, and we'll go to the right. We got Full Moon. So, Full Moon triggered there. On shuffle, you get +1 move, and has a 4 shuffle cooldown, so you can see it saying 4 turns before it's good still. But this turn, we now have 6 move again, even though Pirate doesn't give us any bonus. So we have quite a lot of moves. We're definitely going to start with the Fungal Growth, hit for 1. Oh, it was right next to us. Hit for 2. Okay, so this is another big game mechanic. Because these weren't funguses, right? And if I shuffle, they're not funguses later. Well, I can reforge all these mushrooms because they're non-basics. But if I reforge this mushroom, I'm not losing a mushroom. I'm losing, if I hover over the magnifying glass, I'm losing a sword. And this magnifying glass shows you the original tile, the tile that's officially there, the untransformed tile. And it's important for something like this mechanic where I can now essentially transform a basic tile. If I'm going to do this, I just traded out my sword for a non-basic, which is really good. That's just a strategy in itself. You could get a couple reforges and then use something like Fungal Growth or Horn, anything that transforms your tiles. You can then permanently change them. That's kind of probably a little confusing. But yeah, that's what the magnifying glass is for. I don't hear any... Oh, my headphones were kind of muted. Okay, so say there should be sound for sure. Okay, so what do we do now? I still want to stay on this. So this one we just got is a +1 move and you shuffle, and then 3 tiles are changed by fogs next shuffle. So there's a minor downside to doing that, but it's shuffling for free compared to costing 2 moves. It's a very strong tile, and you can do decks based around it for sure. For now, I just want to attack. Let's use Horn and look around. We'll defend, Siphon. Now we get to use a mushroom again. Defend, and we're gonna just end up next to the mushroom. So we have 1, 2, 3. So this one will hit for 3. Oh no, he drained it. That's unfortunate. Alright, we're not killing him with mushrooms. We've lost all of our mushrooms. So you can see, I don't think I brought this up specifically last time we played against him, but he drains adjacent tiles end of turn sometimes. And that can be actually not that bad. If we're to end adjacent to a Caltrops, it'll go off when he drains it. Let's move. Let's attack. We're gonna use Dawn as shuffles. I could defend. I kind of want to get greedy in Fungal Growth and just hope there's another defend next to us. There is. Move, block, mushroom him. We'll just defend again. He's draining the Horn though. It's okay, so we are actually in kind of an awkward spot because I didn't look to see if he was draining us. It worked out though. We're kind of playing the mushroom game here. This is a bad turn. Taking 4. Don't like that. Bit better. Alright, ending him here. Might have to switch out non-swords soon, I'm not totally sure. Let's look at who's done damage. Nothing from tier 1. These tier 2 guys have all kind of spanked us a little bit. We need to get something more, a bit more going on, I think. Especially since We got another spider and then the boss. So we're not going to have this other backtrack by the boss, which is unfortunate. Alright, we'll use that heal up. And ooh, we could reforge something. This is a pretty good turn to do it because it does cost your move. It's not free. I could reforge the bandage. I think I'm going to. Okay, we got an Empower. We'll go over that later, I think. I'm actually gonna move out of the way for Siphon. Oh, nice. We hit Siphon to hit that web. No attack, though. And now let's go ahead and use Dawn. And that, again, that lowered the cooldown on our full moon. Let's plan our escape. Do that. We'll backtrack and hit for 5. And again, I just backtracked there purely for the recycle defense. Alright, so Empower, the next time you hit or save, all hits or saves receive plus 10, after which moving deactivates, plus 1 backtrack. That's a mouthful. It's worded that way for a lot of reasons. But let's show it off. So I step on it, easy little 1 means it's active. Next time we attack, which will happen when I move south to use this mushroom, we're going to get plus 10 to that attack. So this is going to hit for 1, 2, should hit for 12, up to 13. And then, what do we do? I think we take the Siphon, backtrack, backtrack, attack, mushroom, attack, defend. That seemed quite good. 26 damage turn. And I still have backtrack, so I can just backtrack over here. Crush that one. Backtrack, attack, crush, attack. Yeah, it's going well. There we go. That should be that fight knocked out. 2 more swords. And what do we get before we fight the thing? Anything good against him? We could get a Grimoire just and hope we get lucky. Could get a second Empower, but we don't really have anything that attacks. Empower is good with something that attacks multiple times because you get plus 10 on each. But we're not doing that. We could get Dusk. I think Dusk is good. We should be getting that anyway, honestly. Okay, so every other turn he locks out one direction. And his numbers are, he has a pretty big wide range. Redundant there. Pretty wide range. So he's defending for 14. We're almost certainly not doing damage. And he's attacking for 14, so mostly we just want to defend here. We can defend. This is one of our new tiles. Drums. 4 target tiles are transformed into dance tiles. And it's plus 1 move. So when we step on it, it was free because it gives us plus 1 move. And now we can place these little notes down. And these are all dances now, so we can just... but we can't go east, so we don't really want to go all the way west, because that will limit our choices significantly. So let's just defend, defend. And now is an interesting decision. I could go here or here and hope that there's a backtrack tile adjacent, or reforge, or an effigy, something that gives us value outside of attacking. Or I could just shuffle and set up the full moon for later. It seems slightly better to me to just move, kind of. So that was excavate. We actually got in for some damage. We got in for damage because... So excavate drains nearby, so that's all these. And then it drains all tiles nearby, the ones you just drained. So it's like this huge square of tiles drained, and then it gives you +3 backtrack to try and escape your pit of dead tiles. We did finally hit our hidden agenda though. It was still face down, which means we attacked for 21. And this turn, we're just gonna escape the pit. Yeah, we'll use an effigy. Wow, drained. So now it's drained. We have +2 to hit. I also, we'll keg. We'll defend, and I want to use my reforge because I've got these dance tiles up here that if I either hover the magnifying glass or hold control, I can see what's underneath. So the only one that we wouldn't be losing a real tile, like I could replace this fungal growth, but then we literally just don't have it in our deck anymore. I could replace this shield or this shield, and now we have a key, a wind-up key. This turn doesn't really matter for the rest of it though. No south, so we're not going to go into the dawn. That's fine. We'll just collect more backtrack. This next turn could be good. Yeah, he's got low defense. It seems good. I'm going to backtrack. Get my Shadow Blast for 16. Or for 8. Oh, because Effigy made it 18. And then we will use Dusk. Dusk shuffles and drains adjacent tiles, +1 move. So often the downside of Dusk, with heavy air quotes, the downside is when you go in, you have to spend a move getting over the drained tile. Well, for us, we have backtrack, we have recycle, so there's really no downside here. We lose 1 backtrack. But it actually drained our effigy too, so free drain for us. Our full moon is ready, so we now know next time we shuffle we'll get +1 move. Let's go here. We'll take the planned backtrack, and then we'll go back to the mushroom. We're gonna backtrack again. Yeah, we'll siphon. Backtrack again. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take Dusk. Oh wow, Dusk just hit hidden agenda. So we hit for 21 off of that. That was pretty lucky. And we'll backtrack. Now we're fully defended, so we might kill him this turn because we're gonna siphon again. And we still have so much backtrack that. Okay, and another Dusk. If this Dusk hits a hidden agenda, we're gods. No, okay, fair enough. Oh, that last Dusk also gave us a move from full moon. I had missed that. That's quite good. Over here, another part of the game, interrupt this really strong turn, is like this log. It's not perfect still, there's some kinks, but you can see this turn if we scroll up to this red line. Doesn't show the backtracks, but we'll use Shadow Blast, Dusk, triggered the full moon at 1, gained backtrack, use mushroom, siphon, blah 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 blah. This was where the full moon triggered though, after dusking. So you could see, why did I have another move? You'd scroll up and see that. And let's go ahead and kill him. But this won't quite be enough, will it? Nope, he's gonna live with 1. But this was a pretty good boss fight. He didn't really do any damage to us, I don't think. Yeah, now he's dead. That's crazy. Okay. Recycle is very strong though. The ones that give you like free defense are just, they're so good. And I've kind of left them where they are because lowering them kind of makes them useless outside of very specific strats. And they're kind of a crutch for people that suck at the game too at the moment. I don't know if that's wise. But yeah, they're there. He did 0 damage. We actually gained a 4 against the spider. We're kind of in a good spot, huh? We're gonna take this second plan escape. Alright, so 7 tiles turned evil this combat. He's turned 7 of our tiles into these malignant evils. And at the start of a turn, he attacks for more damage for each one of those that is visible. So, like the spider, we want to be crushing these, getting rid of them. A good way to do that, we'll siphon, hit that one. But at the same time, you're going to be revealing more as you move around too, so Um, so I was considering using the Reforge, but our Mushroom actually hit our Siphon, so we don't have anything really good to do there. Uh-oh. There's still 2 evils up, so he's gonna hit for a lot again. Okay, we're taking 9. Add another one. Yeah, let's just shuffle. Mushroom. Defend. I wasted an extra backtrack. I could have just gone up and used the drums, but I actually want to keep the drums around, I think, until I reveal a couple. Oof, tough. Because the drums can target these evils and basically wipe them out, and you do like 4 with 1 drums. Wind up becomes a target that will hit for 1 per tile traveled and give +1 move. That's a mouthful, another tile you just probably have to use to understand. Well, it takes a move to step on it. Now when we step off of it, it becomes Clockwork Swing, which is +1 move, and you hit for 1 times tiles traveled. So you see it says 2. Every time we move, it's going to tick up. So we can come back to that later and hit for a lot. I'm going to transform that. And we'll just do that. I don't know. That's fine. Yeah, this is going to be quite good because we have so much defense and damage over here. I think that's fine too, crushing it, because we can come back and we'll actually do more damage when we come back anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So, I actually think we just shuffle now. Do that. Yeah, I could be convinced I played that turn wrong. That too. Okay, we're in a good spot now to win, I think. We just full mooned, and we kegged, and siphoned, and hit the effigy. Is there anything to full moon? Like we could get, or to reforge, we could get rid of the keg or the full moon. Just doesn't seem that good. Basically just looking for the reforge at that point, I think. Okay. What's next? That was basically the extent of my plan this game. The smoke bomb is fine. What else could we do? We're in such a good spot, I'm not too worried, honestly. Anything cool mechanic, cool tiles to show off? We can take the Grimoire. And then work toward this heal if we need it. That we will, though. This enemy should say something. I need to look at that. It should say shuffling. It does now. That's interesting. I should be able to fix that easily. So this enemy shuffles every turn, so it's hard to build up like these effigies where you get better over time. A lot of strategies are a bit worse against this guy, but for us, it's really not that bad. We're not building up stuff necessarily. We're more adding up all these backtracks and stuff, which works just fine the more we shuffle. Wow, he's already dead. Holy smokes. Wow. Yeah, we just had a lot of backtrack, I guess. We'll end next to the heal just in case we want to get it later. Medusa. If you move north, you lose all offense until you move again. So we want to end up. We want to move north when we have no offense, kind of, because we'll have to work our way down to do damage. I think I'm going to take one to Grimoire. Grimoire, all nearby tiles are transformed into different random tiles. This is temporary, so we step on it, these all change. It does cost a move, but just the tile variety is usually worth it. It's quite strong, I think. So Vitality, it's terrible for teaching people because you see so many new tiles, though. Next 3 times you save will give you +1 move, so let's step on that. Hearty Breakfast, hit for 2, save for 2, heal 1, backtrack +2. Well, this isn't also going to be +1 move because we have Vitality going, so we'll do that. We'll hit for 5, we'll save for 5, use Vitality, save for 4, use Vitality. I'll take another one to hit him again for 5. That's questionable, I think, but let's shuffle. Go north. Backtrack for a good damage. Keg, Siphon. Let's just shuffle. Full Moon triggers. Take this backtrack. Hit for a lot of backtrack. Probably dead, right? I just need to find a basic damage. There we go. Alright. Witch's Lantern is kind of interesting. We'll just toss that in for fun. So Witch's Lantern is revealed on shuffle, so it's always visible at the start of a turn, basically. Your next manual shuffle costs 0 move. And you can see down here, if we press space or right click, 0 moves. Cooldown of once per battle. Oh, and here's Flight. +1 move, save for 1, reusable. So I can keep using it, it doesn't drain there. And then, oh, throwing so many new tiles at you. Gamble, +1 move, move to a random tile. Because only moving takes a move, it's not using a tile takes a move, I can go -1 move onto this, and then you get your +1 move for using it. And then whatever tile you randomly land on, you just use. Because you're on it. Just use a couple without really explaining them. Shuffles, we have 11 backtrack, we just want to use that every time we see it, basically. Oop, and we hit. Okay. I should just whatever. I was hoping to hit the hidden agenda, obviously, again. Drain that. Drain that. Take that. And I think I'm going to use the Witch's Lantern. We'll just shuffle, looking for this. And let's reforge the Flight. And here, I kind of think I just shuffle. Grimoire. Here's a mechanic we have not encountered. This is Chaos Portal. Enshrines. Enshrines this location. Randomizes this location each turn if you're not there. So, Enshrine means when you step on it, this tile is going to go poof. It's just replaced with a fog in this case, so it's gone. But that location is always going to have that purple border. That's just a Chaos Portal. And on the right you can see there's actually like a drop down bonus explanation. Randomize each turn. It is kind of, well, it's useless to explain against this enemy because we won't really experience it, I guess. it does only apply to revealed tiles, not drained tiles, but we'll see in the next fight what that actually does. And there are other shrines that do, you know, there's one that doubles attacks or moves in the location. So yeah, there's some interesting things there. Terrible example. Okay, so this guy adds a vulnerability tile each turn. Vulnerability, enemy defense set to 0, +3 move, turns to fog, end of turn or on use. So basically your goal, or what makes this fight much easier, is if you can reach it, you get a pretty big reward. And this enemy is designed to reward decks that can teleport or use tiles from far away. Yeah, it's a reward for certain strategies. And I'm just gonna play a bit faster. I feel like it gets a little crazier the deeper you go. I don't know. Can new players absorb this? It's hard to say. Hard to say. But look how much you're able to move in a round of this game. It really makes things pretty interesting. You know, you don't play that many cards in Slay the Spire ever. It's just different, and I know it's overwhelming for new people. But I think it's actually pretty fun. Okay, so here I want to use this for sure. And this would be a good example. So this Shadow Step, it's going to be randomized this turn because it's on the Chaos Portal. Was it actually there? My Dawn was there originally. But just each turn... Whoa, that mushroom luck, holy smokes. Each turn is just randomized. That's what the shrine does. And yeah, there's a couple cool shrines. Alright, so next fight is a dragon. We have not taken damage much. Holy Christ. Because we were able to heal and go up to 50 HP. That's pretty crazy. There's a slim chance we die to dragon still. It's definitely possible. But I think our odds are very good. And nothing immediately adjacent to us helps us, I don't think. This could be fine, just another defense. I think we'll just take a random. Yeah, not that good. And immediately we run into what makes the dragon scary, and it's going to be good against our turn no matter what, because we have the +2 from Energized. He's limiting us to 3 moves this turn only though, and he's hitting for 16, so we need to defend, and we're still taking 1. And he same move here, so he's gonna get in for another 1. Alright, so he's not doing anything. This could be a turn to pop off. But we really need a little bit of setup with this deck. Yeah, we defended everything just fine there. This one is bad. 17, 3 moves only. I think we cast Portal, but it's not great. Also not great. Okay, we're taking 9 there, and you can see, ooh, he's doing it a lot. He's doing it a lot. Okay, here is our chance. What can we do? Oh, that was bad. We're gonna shuffle. Okay, I guess we're taking Gouge. If your last movement was west, hit for 15, so we'll do that. And I think we'll activate the key. That we might be coming back to the key. High defense, probably not getting in, but good setup turn. So we'll get that backtrack. We'll get that backtrack. Really good turn still. Now we have 12 backtrack. We'll use that. That's a plus move. Use the mushroom. Use the keg. We'll use the excavate because we know it's going to hit a couple things. We hit the hidden cache, which gave us 2 moves but puts it on cooldown, and we hit the effigy. And now, do I want to hit the siphon? Nope. Well, I did not want to. We want to hit the necro. Now we want to hit the siphon. We'll hit the mushroom. Hope it doesn't replace our key. Backtrack over here. Use that. And I think we backtrack out of this because it could screw us if we stay. So yeah, we'll shuffle. We still have 4 defensive backtrack. And yeah, oh, if I just used it, we would have hit the... We'll still use it. We didn't take any damage because it triggered a tripwire there, by the way. Yeah, there's no way we lose this. We have so much HP. He'd have to hit all limit 3s. All we need is 1 Shadow Blast to end him. I mean, I guess I should just do it, right? That's 26 exactly. Yeah, we'll take the 9 and just kill him. Boom. There we go. Second boss. That's the end of the game. And it's going to go through both these screens and kind of just snap a screenshot. There's a lot of amateur stuff going on in the game. Let's go back to the main screen. And that was play, and it keeps track. This is our streak, so next time we play, instead of having that knight helmet, we'll have the wizard hat. You can also click on past, and it'll show you those last 2 screens basically. So we're able to see the path we took and the deck that we ended up with. And you can just look at like, oh, we had 3 siphons, and we had a bunch of dance tiles, and how did we win? Well, we had 2 plan escapes and a shadow blast, and we had all these extra movement things with a key, and we had recycle. You can also go left. You can go back like 20 games or something. So if you want to share one with somebody, this is a good way to do it. You can see this is this orange one is a shrine that makes it +1 move. Has a pretty good downside to it, but +1 move right next to home. Yeah, just looking at this deck, you've got shuffles, which are free, and then you've got a free space next to the home. So you use that free space and you try to shuffle and use a free space, shuffle, use a free space. Yeah, pretty clear game plan here. It lost, but I like what it was doing. This one, probably too hard to explain. All these swords, you might see it and think like, how did you survive? How do you even get to dragon? Unfortunately, it did lose. Yep, so that's the past, the history. It's just screenshots because coding anything beyond that just seemed hard. It's not perfect. And the key, again, I need to fix. I didn't realize this looked so bad because on my test version, I have everything unlocked. It's just on this computer it's not. And I just changed colors and stuff. And so I'll have to work on this and fix the next upload. But this is your unlock area. These chests are currently locked still, but I have 3 coins, and if you hover over them down here, it says cost to unlock most of them. So we can unlock one right now. So let's just click on that, and now we have a new trait that we might randomly get. You get +5 offense, +5 defense when you use a corner tile. That's a pretty fun one, and again, it rewards teleport, telekinesis. It rewards dance tiles where you can move quickly to a corner. It replaces, it rewards doubly dance tiles because you could use drums to put a dance in the corner. Even though you've already used the corner once, you can use it again for the +5/+5. Yeah, so I plan on adding at least one more unlock here. In enthusiasts of the genre will probably notice that there weren't events. I don't know if I really plan on adding those. I've thought about it a few times. My artwork is already so limited. I don't know if that's very realistic code-wise or art-wise. And honestly, I don't know if I feel like the game needs it. I feel like it's got... early on, I felt like it needed something more when it was you fight and then you do a pick from 3 like classic Slay the Spire, because this game has just very much evolved from a prototype, and that was the very first. It's like, well, how do I add cards? Oh, you pick from 3. When it was like that, it was definitely a bit too repetitive in you're just fighting, because pick from 3 just takes like no time. But now that you have that big, confusing, overwhelming tile select screen, once you get used to it, you can spend a bit of time there and try and figure out where you're doing, and then you take a random tile. It's like, oh, does that change my plan? I feel like that breaks up the gameplay just enough. That, and you can open up the enemy queue, you can look at how much HP you're losing, you can look at, oh, do I need to plan for all these spiders? I feel like that's given it just enough non-combat that it's in an okay spot. I haven't ruled out adding events, because events are kind of fun. They definitely break it up. But yeah, this is the current iteration of Mosaic. I like playing it. I mean, I've played it for so many hours, it's ridiculous. I know there's a little bit of like, oh, but I'm the creator there, so it's hard to judge. That's the game. If you see this, let me know if you're interested.